session on problem solving. Girls, I request everyone to please.
Girls, please mute yourself. Participants.
Yes, I request. Okay. So let me introduce to you all our today's speaker, Dr. V.N. Bajpai, Professor, Institute of Technology and Science, Ghaziabad. Dr. Bajpai is a professor of Institute of Technology and Science, Ghaziabad, UP, India. He has MBA and PhD from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra. Dr. Bajpai has 20 years of experience in academics, participated in many programs under Strategic Management Forum at IIM Lucknow, IIM Kozhikode, MDI Gurgaon, IIFT, New Delhi, and BIM Tech, and holds MTP certification of Strategic Management Forum of India. He has more than 30 research papers under his credit, presented, published in various national and international conferences, proceedings, and journals. He has been the convener of many AICTE-sponsored national seminars and conferences. Under his guidance, 3 students have submitted PhD and 1 MPhil thesis, and 3 more PhD research scholars in the area of management are enrolled with AKTU, Lucknow, and IFTM, Moradabad. He has conducted faculty development program and delivered lectures to participants of Entrepreneurship Awareness Camp, sponsored by National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Board Development Board, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. He is a lifetime member of CEGR. Prior, he was associated with the Galgotia's College of Engineering and Technology, Greater Noida, and Vishweshwaraya Institute of Engineering and Technology. We welcome you, sir, for this session. Thank you for accepting our request and being a part of this session. I request you to take ahead with this session.
Thank you, madam, for inviting me to be the part of this session. And
so do you want to share screen, sir?
Yes, later on I want to share screen.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to understand that the participants in this program, they belong to management field or they are from the diversified fields?
We have a mix of all. So we have MBA students, we have nutrition students, we have math students. It's a combination of all.
Right. Okay. So since I personally belong to the field of management, naturally the focus would be more with respect to management aspects of the topic. But I will try to keep it simple so that it can be easily understood by the participants of other fields also. Meanwhile, if you have any question, doubt, you can ask toward the end of the session, or whenever you feel comfortable, you can ask. First of all, I would like to thank the college for inviting me for this session. And I will try to make justice in the next 40-45 minutes or whatever time can be given to me to deal with this topic. Let me share my screen to... is it visible to you? Yeah.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Right. So if you look at the topic, problem, solution, and product market fit, contemporary business practices, you can split it into 3 parts. I'm trying to keep it simple so as all the participants can easily understand it. Problem, solution, then product market fit, and then contemporary business practices. These are the 3 parts of this topic. So if I take first one, problem solution, what it indicates? It indicates that the first step for a company to offer a solution is problem. If there's no problem, probably there will not be existence of any company. So everything starts with problem. So identification of the problem itself is one of the very critical steps. Is one of the very critical steps before before any company actually tries to offer any solution to the target audience, maybe the customers. So problem is the starting point. Now, many times these problems customers suggest. Sometimes companies make customers or people realize that these are your problems. Many times as a normal human being, we fail to diagnose the real problem or the problem. And if company comes up with some offer, some solution, something, then we are delighted and we accept it as if this is something which is going to delight me, which is going to not only just meet my problems, but going beyond it, right? Then product market fit. Solutions comes in the form of product or services. So it's a link, problem, solution, product, right? Generally, in management parlance, in management language, we define product as a bundle of benefit. See, someone from the participants, from the learners, is buying, let's say, Dove soap, bathing soap, Dove, right? Actually, he or she is not buying Dove soap. What he or she is buying? He or she is buying the benefit, maybe the beautiful skin, the glowing skin, right? So what a person like me or the person like you, as a customer, is interested in, we are interested in not any product, we are interested in our own benefits. And that's why one of the simplest definitions of product is nothing but a bundle of benefits. Now, this bundle of benefit, which we call product or service, is to be aligned with market requirements, is to be fit in with the market requirements. Market means the people, the customers' requirement. So that's why we need to establish a link or alignment among all these three: problem, solution, product, market. Right. The other part is contemporary business practices. It means that while covering this topic, I will try to share some of the business practices which are quite common, which many of the companies are undertaking to establish this alignment: problem, solution, product, and market fit. This alignment. So moving further, there was a management thinker, author, many of you might be knowing, C.K. Prahalad. And C.K. Prahalad has written a book, very popular book, Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid. Right? Many of you might have heard this name, Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid. So his idea was, in his book, that the larger opportunities in India lies in the bottom of the pyramid. Pyramid means this structure. If you look at the first one, this structure represents the demographic profile of India, where 51 million, that's 23%, and 69%, 151 million, this represents almost how many? 70 and 92% class. Almost this represents middle and lower middle class population. The market, lower middle class population are the market. Right. So C.K. Prahalad said that in India, the fortune is business opportunities, lies in this level, the lower middle and low middle class, low income group people. This was around 2000, 2005. This was applicable. But over a period of time, the last 15 to 20 years, this pyramid is changing its shape. Meaning that the demographic profile of people in India has taken a shift, has taken a change. So once saying that fortune lies at the bottom of the pyramid may not be applicable today in 2021. And if you look at the changing structure, it is more of shifting from bottom to mid of the pyramid. The pyramid shape itself got changed in 2030 forecast figure, if I take into account 2018, this one is. So larger population, larger business opportunity lies not in bottom of the pyramid, but in mid of the pyramid, right? So this is one. So where we can get the opportunity for business? Here, largely here, not here at the bottom. So this is one shift, one change, one contemporary practice which different organizations are looking at. So their market is changed now. The area, the market from where they can have a problem and ultimately come up with the solutions is changed now. Many of us might have gone through various speeches of our Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, and many times he emphasized upon 3 points: democracy, demography, and demand. Democracy, you know, India is one of the largest democracy. Demography with respect to the population size, how population is going to be a dividend for India, and demand. So particularly in the last two, these last two, demography and demand, we will focus more upon these two. Demography represents the population within. Demand, the population with purchasing power. Right? Everything starts with need, we normally say. But as a businessman or as a marketeer, as a company, what is more important for us? It is need or demand. It is demand. And probably this also help you in understanding how need is different from demand. So backed by something which is backed by need, backed by purchasing power, ability to pay is demand. Even a beggar has, desire to buy a car, but will he be able to pay for that? Will the company consider that beggar as a customer, potential customer for itself? Probably not. So demand is there, need might be there, but unless there is purchasing power, unless there is capacity to pay, willingness to pay, it is of no use as a marketeer point of view, as a company point of view. So companies are more interested in demands, not on need. Now coming to the next point here. Every company is putting its effort for one thing. Normally we understand also how to satisfy our customer, to satisfy customer. Today's satisfaction or providing satisfaction to the customers is bare minimum. No company can survive unless it takes care of satisfying its customer, unless it is able to meet the basic minimum requirement of their customer. It is bare minimum. So what is happening now? The competition is taking at different level, not at customer satisfaction level, but it is taking at customer delight level. So you need to delight your customer. And when a customer will be delighted, the customer will be delighted probably when you will be getting the solution for his problem, which probably he has not thought of. You can take of many examples. The traditional example, many of us might have experienced, the VIP luggage, right? The luggage, the suitcase came. It was a requirement. It could have satisfied the customer. But the company came up with the wheels in suitcase. Now it was something which delighted the customer. It was something which was beyond the expectations of the customer. So it was a revolution. It was a value-creating product. There are many companies, there are many products, many services that not only try to satisfy their customer, they try to delight their customer. So now the question comes, what will delight the customers? What will delight the customer? how an organization can delight the customer, how an organization can get the ideas about delighting the customer, from where, what should be done, how is to be done. So the key area is to delight the customer. Now I'm moving to a different concept from this point. Till now, maybe 5-6 years before, customer used to be very much a passive customer. Passive customer means whatever product or services used to come from the company by following through certain business processes, he used to be a recipient end, right? So company used to get input from the suppliers, it used to convert it into the finished products, and then with the help of marketing channels, intermediaries, it used to make it available to the customers. And customers were there who were just at the receiving end, paying for it, taking it. It was the historical practice. But now, with the advent of variety of technologies, the exposure of people about social media platforms, their connectivity with different people, different interest group people, have made customer a very active recipient, a very active contributor, rather than just a passive recipient. What happens nowadays, whenever I buy a product, or many of us buy a product, immediately we upload it on social media, maybe the Facebook, maybe the Instagram, maybe the share with in WhatsApp. And within few minutes, we get multiple likes, dislikes, and many things, share, comment, and other things, right? And based on the likes, dislikes, we decide whether we need to go for it or not. What improvements can be done in the existing product to increase the value? We suggest the company. So what is the change? The change is visible that the customer's role is changing. The customer is now no longer a passive recipient of the product or services. Rather, the role is transforming. Customer is also becoming a contributor in the process of value delivery. Whenever we buy a product or we visit a shopping mall, we visit a movie theater, we the customer look for two things. One, certainly the basic product for which I am paying. At the same time, we want to have an experience. Right? And companies also try to convert every opportunity, every buying opportunity into an experience giving opportunity for the customers. So be it a shopping mall, be it a movie theater, it is more than the watching a movie. It is something which companies talk about PVR, they talk about the overall experience of the customers. Improving overall experience, delivering overall experience to the customers. The memorable experience. So question is how this experience can be created. Companies are putting their efforts, no doubt. They try to give best to the customers, not only in terms of the basic product, but also the environment which they have created around it. But something which is to be unique, which is to be a unique experience, if there can be an opportunity where company and customer both come together and both decide what is to be created. How can I get best of the experience? So here I'm talking about a concept that is called co-creation. Co-creation means company and customers both come together and then they decide what is to be offered from customer point of view, what I should take, what I need. And probably when both will come together, the experience, the unique experience may be created. There are many benefits of it. If the customer might think that since I have been the part of designing this product, or I have been contributing in various stages in this overall value delivery process, let me enjoy the pleasure of my contribution. The chances of failure of product or service decreases because the person who requires it has been there in making it. So customer co-creation is the concept which is now being used by many of the companies to create a win-win situation. That is a unique experience, a profitable situation for both company and the customer. How it happens? So this I talked about, that for the company, the benefits might be that the company might have increased knowledge, because this knowledge is now coming from n number of customers. Otherwise, company would have been restricted to its own employees, which might be limited in number. The lower cost and risk of failure reduces because those who will use it are contributing in making it. From customer point of view, customers might get a differentiated experience and pleasure of making it, contributing into it. Risk of failure reduces. Is Mr. C.K. Prahlad, who has came up with the article co-creation in the year 2000, and after that many companies have adopted this concept. Let me share some of the examples of very much successful co-creations. This is one of the way to have an ideas. In business, one of the most important thing is how to get idea, the unique idea, and customer co-creation may be one of the way to get those unique ideas. Tanishq, one of the jewelry arm of Tata's, once they were trying to design the jewelry range for working women. So, as a matter of fact, that working women prefer some different type of jewelry as compared to the traditional jewelry. And in jewelry business, what differentiates one jewelry from another jewelry is the design. Gold is same, rest of the things are same, purity is same, everything is same. But what differentiates one jewelry from another jewelry is the design. So no doubt, as a traditional practice, company used to have designers who used to design jewelry, and then it used to be made. But the limitation is that how many designers company might have? Maybe 50, 100, 200, 500, 1000. There's a limitation. And designing a jewelry is a very creative job. You can't say an employee that in 8 hours of duration of your working, today you have to design, you have to come up with 10 different designs of this set, of this jewelry, let's say. It's a creative job. You can't put pressure, right? You can't ensure that within 8 hours of time, a person will come up with 10 unique designs. So what is the solution? Tanishq, the Tata Group, find the answer of this problem in co-creation. So what they did, they have created a link in their website, myexpression.tanishq.co.in. Through this link, everybody like me, you, like anybody else, had an opportunity to submit the design. So I can make it on paper, right? And I can just upload that file, that page through this link. There was a screening team which used to screen out designs submitted by different people through this website, or the designs which were of use have been screened out, converted into final products. So this was one of the initiative, one of the way of Tanishq of involving people, because these designs were for whom? For the working women. And many of the working women have contributed through their designs. A win-win situation. The problem which Tanishq was facing once upon a time about the designing, number of designs, unique designs, have been sorted out without investing money, much money, just with the help of this simple link. The limitation about the number of designs have shorted out because there are n number of customers, n number of people who are contributing it. Now you may ask the question that why I should contribute. So different people might have different reasons. I might contribute it just for fun. Some of us might contribute to it for having the design displayed on the website. The name of the people who was contributing the design used to be displayed on the website of the company, just as a recognition. So I might be contributing it for having my name on the website of the company. Appreciation was also there. In certain other examples, companies were giving certain fraction of their profitability also, money also. So somebody might be doing it for earning money also. So there might be variety of reasons of doing it. But the key is how can we involve customers in the process of value delivery. Designing is one of the steps in the overall value delivery process of jewelry. Right? So, am I making sense? Yeah. If I can get one or two, yes, that whatever I'm saying is fine with you. Is it okay, ma'am? Tasleem, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes. It's completely fine, sir. We are going great.
Right, right. Thank you. This is the popular example. Lay's from Pepsi, Frito-Lay's. What Frito-Lay's did, I don't know whether if you buy a backpack today, you will get this message. But few years back, there used to be a message behind every pack of Lay's that they were looking for more flavors for chips. And it was open. Now, if you ask a company that you need to come up with 50 different flavors of chips, it would be difficult for them. Thinking of what kind of flavors people might like, what kind of flavors people might not like, will be a difficult task. But what company did, company took the co-creation path and throw it in the open market, that anybody who submits the idea about the flavor, and if that flavor is being picked up by the company, selected by the company for making of the chips of that flavor, they'll be given 50 lakh rupees prize money and 1% of the sales turnover. Now it's a huge incentive for the customer. It's a huge incentive. At the same time, company is not giving this money out of his pocket. Company is giving this money out of the profit which would be generated by the new flavor submitted by the customer, submitted by the person. So it's a win-win situation for Lay's also, for customer also, for people also. Company had a wide range of flavors, and this was one of the reasons Lay's has got an added advantage over its competitors by having co-creation, by involving people, by coming with variety of flavors. Right? Otherwise, what differentiates one chip from another? The crispiness is there. You can't make a difference. Lay's में कितना crispiness है, या some other chips, how much crispiness is there? But the flavor, the kind of flavors, number of flavors, is one of the deciding differentiating parameters. So there are a variety of ways. One way you involve the individual customer. The example of Tanishq, the example of Lay's. The other way is we call it club of experts. The company might tie up or collaborate with some of the experts of particular field. If you look at the Sunsilk bottle, normally we use Sunsilk as a hair shampoo. We find that at the back, there's a written Sunsilk co-creation. What Sunsilk did? Sunsilk has tied up with 7 world's best hair care experts. And based on their input, they designed the Sunsilk. And it was a hit. So from where you get idea? May not be from the company itself, may not be from the people who are there in the company, but from the people outside. They might be expert, they might be individual customers. Nokia, though Nokia is now no more, it has been acquired by Microsoft. But Nokia once used to be a very leading company. And at the beginning, companies were struggling for coming up or bringing new and new innovative models of mobile phones. So Nokia came up with the idea, and through the website, they started a contest, share your idea. So people around the globe were allowed to submit the designs of mobile phones. So a number of designs have been submitted. Companies screened out, selected some of the designs which were technically possible, which were possible in variety of sense. And if you look at this design, this one, the wristband style by a Turkish designer was selected. So these examples, what I'm saying, that customer co-creation is one of the contemporary business practices which is being adopted by some of the companies for not only reducing the cost, but at the same time giving an experience to the customers and creating a win-win situation for both. It's a very interesting example. Let me share one more. It's a Papa John's pizza, right? How one pizza is differentiated is different from other pizza. If I go to the menu card, or go to a Pizza Hut, Domino's, any other company, and we select certain type of pizza. The question is how one pizza onion, olive, and other things. For somebody else, you require some other topping. For somebody else, you require some other topping. So toppings differentiates. If you go to Domino's, if you go to Pizza Hut or some other company, or even the website, you will find that the long list of pizza toppings, pizza
I think there's a disturbance from the sir's end, network problem maybe. We'll wait for 2 seconds so that sir can join back. Sir, I think you got disconnected, sir. You're on mute, sir. Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, right. Now am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Please give me the screen sharing, right?
1 second, sir. I'll just check. Zainab, can you please make sir host?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. You can share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. It's done.
Yeah. So I was talking about this example, Papa John's pizza. So one pizza is different from other pizza based on the pizza topping. And if I select one type of pizza from the menu list, I can do it. But this company has taken one step further. And while booking through online, they have given the options whereby as a customer, I can design my own pizza topping. So customization was possible. So I need not to choose from the given list of pizzas. In place of that, I could have chosen, no doubt, it was also there. But beyond that, I could have an opportunity to design my own pizza topping, the customized pizza topping. Though, as a process, it looks simple. But in terms of, if you look at in terms of value delivery, value enhancement, it was a great initiative, whereby company has given the customer an opportunity to design his own pizza topping by selecting through various options. Right. So customer involvement is there. Customer involvement. There's a term many of us have heard about it. AIDA, AIDA. It's a most of the time we use it in marketing or in advertising. AIDA indicates this. AIDA, the letters indicates attention, interest, desire, and action. So as a process, company has to secure attention of the customer. Then it has to build interest. Then it has to kindle desire. And then it has to make action. Action may be in terms of buying a product or not buying a product. AIDA is now changing a bit from AIDA to AIDEA. And this E, which has been introduced in between, is engagement. So attention is fine, interest is fine, desire is fine, but at the same time, you need to engage with the customer. And research shows that the organizations which have been able to successfully engage with the customers are the organizations which are doing better than their rivals, which are doing better than their competitors. So engagement has become one of the key. Now you need to find out as a company, you need to find out ways to engage the customer, how to engage the customer. Giving an opportunity to design their own pizza topping is one of the way to engage with the customer, right? Coca-Cola, many of us have seen the fountains, whereby we drop coin and we take, just like a coffee vending machine, and we can take any of the flavor which we want. The Coca-Cola Freestyle touchscreen soda fountain, they came up with this, whereby you drop the coin and then you can make your own flavor of drink, soft drink. So if I want that in my, let's say 200 ml glass, 250 ml glass, whatever the amount is, मुझे अगर चाहिए कि भाई there should be cola flavor also, there should be some Fanta also, there should be some other flavor also, 2, 3, 4 type of mix also, I can design it. Many times children take it as a fun, right? By mixing up many varieties into one and making their own flavor. Engaging with the customer. You are getting it, no doubt. Many other companies are doing it. You drop a coin, you get your desired flavor. But it is something beyond that. It is something which allows your customers, potential customers, to be the part of the journey. It allows you to give an experience to your customer. It's all about experiential marketing. We call it experiential marketing. How can you convert every buying opportunity for the customer as an experience? The organizations which are able to do it are the organizations which take a lead. So it's an experiential marketing, creating an experience. This word we come across many times, out of box. We call it out of box idea, out of box idea. What is out of box? There's nothing out of box. Out of box means, or the box first means the boundary, the artificial boundary which we create, right? The psychological boundary which we create. And those who think beyond those boundaries, those who challenge the existing practices, traditional thinking, traditional approaches, or the organizations who stand out, who stand apart. And we call it that the out of box idea. So out of box idea is nothing but challenging the existing practices, challenging the traditional practices, जो कई सालों से चला आ रहा है, challenging that. That is the out of box. I'm sharing one picture of a newspaper. A company which used to manufacture athletic shoes. If I say right now, what about the idea of wearing or putting on a shoe in the right leg, red color, in left leg, white color? So for many of us, it will look like a funny idea, isn't it? For many of us, it will look like a funny idea. What are we talking about? How can it do it? How can an organization come up with this? But if you look at this picture, if you look at this, can you recall this person? Anyone can recall this person? Who is he?
Anil Ambani.
Yes, Anil Ambani. And many of us know that Anil Ambani is very much active in athlete and all these kind of marathon running. Whatever. And if you look at the shoes he is wearing, in one leg red, in another leg blue. And a person like him, if he wears it, it will become a fashion. It will become a fashion. Companies might put this idea, might project it, that look, the leaders are doing it. And those who see Anil Ambani as a role model might follow it. It's out of box, challenging the existing practices, traditional thinking. What is the existing practice? Existing practice is that wearing the same color shoe every time. Otherwise, it will be a fun. It will be a mockery. But they have challenged. It's out of box. Right? Every out of box idea will be a hit. It's not necessary that every out of box idea will be a hit. But at least you need to try. Unless you try, you can't be sure whether it is going to be a hit or a flop. So, some more interesting examples I would like to share with you about how organization challenges the existing practices, traditional thinking, how they think out of box, how they create a separate, uncontested market for themselves, where competition is low or competition is not there at the beginning. Later on, it will be there. So, ये term many of us might have heard, blue ocean strategy, right? So I'm not going into this. Traditionally, those who are the management student and have undergone through the Porter's generic strategies. So Porter said that either we can offer differentiation or we can offer low cost products. In simple words, अगर मैं कहूँ कि the company like Apple or the company like Lava, Micromax, mobile phone category, right? So if Apple is coming up with the Apple phones, look at the prices. And Micromax and Lava, they are coming up with the phones which are of that value, that price. But what will happen if both these things are combined together? If Apple at the same time starts coming up with a phone at the range of 10, 12,000, right? If you think, suddenly many of us may come to the conclusion that Apple might lose its brand, because many of us buy Apple because it is Apple, right? The moment company comes up with a 10, 12,000 rupees phone, its value will go down. Ray-Ban sunglasses. Many of us buy Ray-Ban, high priced sunglass, and we use it. We take pride on it. But what if Ray-Ban comes up with a sunglass of 100 rupees, 200 rupees, which normally we get on the streets? Many of us would come up with the point that there would be dilution of the brand image of the Ray-Ban. The Ray-Ban lovers would not buy Ray-Ban then. Right? It is the traditional thinking. It is the traditional approach. And the organizations which have challenged this know it is possible. You can manage both the things. You can manage both the things simultaneously. Challenging these practices are doing it. I'm sharing a few examples, just 1, 2 examples. If you look at the restaurant, right? A typical restaurant, the competition takes place on these things: menu, waiters, service kitni fast, sophisticated, table setting, right?
Sir, your screen is not changing, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. Now it's done.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying, that in a typical restaurant, how they compete, how one restaurant compete with other. One restaurant compete with other restaurant on these parameters: menu card, how many product items are there in the menu card, waiters, how fast delivery is being made, table setting, speed of delivery, quality, consistency, price, accessibility. These are some of the parameters on which competition in restaurant takes place. So if you compare 1-star restaurants, 2-star restaurants, 3-star restaurants, right, you'll find this kind of curve almost. Right? Where different companies are competing with this. If it's a 2-star, then you will have more items in the menu card. If it is 1-star, you will have less items in the menu card. If it is 2-star, there will be more number of waiters. They will be performing better, fast, like this. Speed of delivery is slow. Why? Because whenever we go to a restaurant with our family or friends, right, we want to spend time there. Half an hour, 1 hour, involved in gossiping, chit chat, and then we want that our food should be delivered. Aisa nahi ki the moment we are there, immediately the food is being served, we take it, pay the amount, and go away. No. So this is how these curve or these lines represent the competition at different levels of restaurants. So almost they are competing on the same thing. Kahin kam, kahin zyada. But if you look at the McDonald's, and if you look at the curve of McDonald's, the red one, it is just opposite what 1-star and 2-star restaurants were offering. Just opposite. Menu. Companies, different restaurants were competing on how many items are there in the menu card. McDonald's not compete on menu, number of items. Limited menu are there. Waiters, different restaurants compete on number of waiters.
I think sir got disconnected. Girls, meanwhile, I request all the participants, if at all you are having any queries, anything that you would like to know, please post that in the chat box. We'll let our speaker to discuss on those issues, on those topics, and we'll find some interesting solutions for your questions. Yes, Conan, we received your message. We received your query. We'll ask that. We'll ask it to sir. We are expecting some more questions from our participants. Sir will be joining us in a couple of minutes. Yes, I request all the participants to please post your queries in the chat box. You can also help us know some of the examples that are relevant with what sir has been discussing with us, like co-creation, customization, some of the brands that you are aware of. Yeah, sir is back with us. Zainab, can you please make sir co-host?
Yes, ma'am.
तुझसे बात करना इसलिए
Yes, sir. You are made co-host. I think there is a lot of network problems from your end, sir. Yeah. Zainab, can you please unmute?
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a network issue, I
Yes,
believe.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's done.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been an interesting session, sir, but unfortunately we are missing you because
These are
of
the
that.
limitations of technology.
Yeah, yes, sir.
If it used to be a face-to-face session, then it would be better.
Yeah. Continue, sir. Please continue.
Right. So I was just sharing this example of restaurants. So McDonald's is just opposite. What it is doing, it is challenging the existing practices. Whatever existing restaurants used to compete on, McDonald's has challenged that and developed a different, just opposite value, curve for itself. We call it value curve. The overall composition of the elements which the company offers to the customers. Just one more example. IPL or T20. Before IPL or T20, there used to be one day or test cricket. And if you look at the parameters on which test cricket and one day cricket used to be rated, spectator time. So in test cricket, there used to be 5 days, 1 day, 8 hours, 9 hours. Class and technique, we used to say that in test, more class and technique is required. In one day, comparatively less technique is required. Runs are more important. Predictability, very less predictability used to be there. 5 days, game hua, result probably will not come. There's a tie. Entertainment, pace of the game, flexibility in timing, indefiniteness of the result. All these, if you draw, based on all these parameters, if you draw a curve, we'll get red representing one day cricket, blue representing test cricket. Now look at this green line, just opposite to red and blue, right? So on all those parameters where they were high, one day and test cricket, this is low. On many of the parameters on which they were low, it is high. So this is something challenging the existing practices. And look at the success or popularity of T20 or IPL. It's very much popular. Very much popular. So these are some of the examples which represents that how you can think out of box, how you can be innovative, how can you develop a unique market for yourself. One of the ways thinking out of box or challenging the existing practices. Many of such organizations, such examples have done it. Then coming to the product we talked about, promotion. This is also one of the areas many of the companies are trying to develop an image which try to relate themselves with some social cause, try to associate with themselves with some social cause, because associating your image with social cause results into more sales, better sales, results into gaining a sympathy from the customer, right? Many companies do it. Some examples, Tata Tea ka Jagore campaign, a series of campaign came where Aircel, don't cut trees, save tigers. All these campaigns helped these companies to develop a positive image in the minds of the customers, ultimately leading to a better product market fit. You need to create an image in the minds of the customer. If you talk about the competition, then it's a very interesting example how cutthroat competition is taking place. There's a company, Jet Airways, right? Jet Airways, in one of the locations in Mumbai, placed a hoarding. Written on it, we have changed. It is a Jet Airways, right? After a few days, its competitor company, Kingfisher, of that time, they came up the hoarding above this hoarding written, we made them change. And if you look at the third one, after a few days, the other company, the Go Airlines, Go Air, they came, the other hoarding above these two, and they changed. We have not changed. We are still the smartest way to fly. So how you are countering? How you are countering to what your competitors are saying, and how you can have the smart way of doing it, a smart way of doing it, right? How you can grab attention of the customers, and at the same time remaining cost effective is important. I would suggest you in Google, try to find out a video on Lifebuoy Roti campaign. Lifebuoy Roti campaign. Whenever you get time, you just see it. What they did, it's very interesting. One of the most cost-effective, most impactful advertisement which Lifebuoy have created, right, in the history. So whenever you get time, please see it. The pricing part, I'm talking about the 4 Ps. Product we talked about, promotion, price, pricing part. Companies are doing it very much interestingly, right? If you look at this, 990 grams, 96 rupees, it got reduced to 77 rupees. Now 1000 gram, 1 kilo is 990 grams. So they reduce the size, the quantity by 10 grams, price they reduced in this. So they are playing with amount, the price, and also they are playing with quantity. So 700 grams, 77 rupees. Earlier it used to be 1 kg of 96 rupees. Right. So as a customer, we normally ignore the quantity if the pack size is same, and we go by price. Place. Nowadays, if you talk about the virtual store, the concept of virtual store is coming in, whereby no physical stores will be there. There will be walls, just like your TV screen. Long walls will be there. And while going to the office, while coming back to home, I may just just go through that virtual store screen, select the product which I want. My account is already connected with that, with my mobile number, other things. Automatically, before I reach my home, the things will be delivered to my home. So saving on time, selecting the unmatched things. And nowadays in stores, if you want to buy clothes, so we need to use the changing rooms just to see how it looks on us. There are mirrors. We call it. There's a specific term for that. Magic mirrors are like that. So you just put the code of that number of the cloth which you want to buy, and if you are standing in front of that mirror will automatically reflect you with wearing those clothes. So in 2-3 minutes, you can have a variety of options. Which particular suit, which particular cloth, particular garment looks better to you, better on you, and you can select without using a physical changing room. Right, saving on time, saving on particularly in COVID time, in most of the malls, almost in every mall, changing rooms are closed. Right, changing rooms are closed. You can't try, but these virtual stores gives you that facility. So these are something which, if you look at this figure, just coming toward the end, these are the 3 C's in business, which are very popular. In fact, this represents the shift. The first one represents the competition. One company is competing with other, fierce competition, rivalry, right? In all the aspects, price, promotion, place, product. This second represents where ants are using the lifting the log. It's a collaboration. So companies are moving from competition to collaboration. They are collaborating. And then third C represents co-opetition. Collaboration plus competition. So you are collaborating at the same time you are competing. Few days back, Fiat cars used to be sold from Tata showrooms. Fiat and Tata both are competitors, But what they are doing, they are competing at the same time, they are collaborating. Right? So the shift is happening. Companies, even the strongest competitors, are now trying to generate opportunities whereby they can collaborate, and at the same time they compete, because it will lead to the better value creation, better saving opportunities for both company as well as the customer. So from my side, this is done. If you have any question, you can ask.
So thank you so much, sir. Sir, can you just let me know one more time what this is, sir? Competition, collaboration, and the other one?
Co-optation, COOPTION, co-optation, competition plus collaboration को मिला करके co-optation.
Competition. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, sir. Yeah. So, girl, we have few queries from our girls, sir, from our
Yeah.
participants. We have. So, one is, what is the best international marketing strategy for business to business in service fields?
Okay, there's nothing called best, right? Anything, any strategy which gives you profit, advantage is best for you. Because if it would have been the best, one best, every company would have opted for that and every company would have become number one. So it is the market specific, customer specific, company specific. If there is a proper match among all these three, what is possible by the company with respect to the resources company has, what customers expects, and what can meet out the needs of the customer. If there is a match, it will be best. If there is mismatch, it will be bad. So there is nothing called best.
Best strategy.
Just to add on it, many times we solve a case study होती होगी, and case study में नीचे दिया होता है what you would have done if you would have been the CEO of this company, या manager of this company. And normally we say that there is no right or wrong answer in a case. It is the individual judgment. It is the individual expression. How in that situation, how would have I decided? So my decision would certainly be based on my analysis, my upbringing, the factors which I am facing. Your decision would be based on your prevailing factors, your analysis. So I would be taking a different decision, you might be taking a different decisions. Accordingly, the consequences will be there. If there would have been the one right option for the problem, every company would have been opted for that and would be number one.
Yes, definitely, sir. Yeah. So, sir, one more question we have. What is a value curve?
Yeah.
What is a value curve?
Yeah. Value curve is the representation of a company's proposition on various parameters it want to compete. Right. For example, in a restaurant like McDonald's decided that, okay, we will not have any waiters. It will be a self-service center. Customer might. In almost many of the restaurants. So it is my decision, company's decision. So in plotting value curve, I will low on it. No waiters will be there. If in comparison to other company, other restaurant, I have decided that I will serve only three items in my menu card, it is my decision. Other companies might be having 40 items in their menu card. It is their decision. So value curve represents individual companies offering proposition, right, to the market in a graphical form. Value simply means, if I want to define value, the most simple definition of value is benefit upon cost. As long as I am giving more benefit than the cost it involves, I am in a position to create value for the customers. And customers are paying for value, not for product.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for such an interesting session. Your examples, the way you have explained is, I hope our students have enjoyed the session a lot, and they might have known a few important strategies that these marketers have been using to attract the customers. And I hope they have come out with an understanding about customer satisfaction and customer delight also. And your examples like Tanishq, Lace, and few of our students have also shared some examples like Dairy Milk and Lenskart and all. So how these brands are using strategies like co-creation and customization. In a way, they're involving the customers to create new products or to create innovative products. So thank you so much for such an interesting session, sir. And I request all our participants to please go through the Lifebuoy Roti campaign, which sir has stated, and please do view it and try to understand the concept that sir was trying to explain us.
Lifebuoy Roti campaign is there. Lifebuoy helping a child to reach 5 years of his age. This is also a campaign. How Lifebuoy is helping a child to reach its 5 years of age. There was a problem in some of the areas that infant mortality rate was very much high. So the reason was, after analysis, they found that because of germs, it is happening. So Lifebuoy came up with the concept that if you wash your hands with Lifebuoy, then probably the infant mortality rate would be reduced. So this is also very creative advertisement, very emotional advertisement.
So does that come under this corporate social responsibility also, sir? Is that
to me, there is nothing called corporate social responsibility. Nobody is there for charity. Nobody is there for charity. Every company that is doing corporate social responsibility, in other hand, is trying to create a business opportunity for them. So it's a win-win model whereby corporate responsibility is there, social responsibility is there, but at the same time, a business opportunity is being created.
Yes.
Lifebuoy Roti campaign, if you say it, if people will be aware that before eating, we need to wash our hands. And if Lifebuoy is sponsoring it, Lifebuoy is creating awareness among people. Don't you think that the sale of Lifebuoy would go up? It will go up.
Definitely, sir.
So it's a business opportunity for company also. At the same time, CSR.
Yes.
Though there's a government regulation that 2% of the profit is to be invested in CSR activities, that's there, no doubt. But it's a win-win situation.
Yes. Yes, definitely, sir. As you said, it's a win-win situation. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we are moving ahead to our last part of this session. Thank you so much. I would like to thank once again Dr. V.N. Bajpai, sir, for being a part of this session. And I now request Zainab to propose vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. So we have reached the end of this beautiful session. Today, I, Zainab Salim Naiku, take the opportunity to put my gratitude into words. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty God for making today's session a success. On behalf of the college management and all the students, I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to our honorable guest, Dr. V.N. Bajpai, for his presence in the session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your inspiring and motivation words. Wholeheartedly, I must thank our principal, Dr. Sister Amruta, for her support and guidance for organizing such an event. Thank you, sister, for assisting us and encouraging all of us. We have been fortunate enough to get the support of the teachers and staff of the college for making this session successful. Heartfelt congratulations to the NIRF team, Dr. Santoshi ma'am, Dr. Tasneem Jahan ma'am, Ms. Tasleem ma'am, Ms. Sujata ma'am, for your hard work, which has made this session a memorable one for all of us. Thank you to the student committee for working closely to mark this session with success. Thank you. Have a great day.
From my side, thank you to all for inviting me and making me the part of this event. And in future also, I would be happy to be associated in any kind of such academic deliberations.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. That means a lot for us. And I request all the participants to please fill the feedback form. That is, the link is being shared in the chat box. So
should I leave, ma'am, now?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, students, they have to fill the form.
Yes. So we'll wait for a few more minutes. I request all the students to please, I request all the participants to please fill the feedback form. Feedback link is being shared in the chat box. If anyone is not having access to the link, please let me know. I'll post it once again. Please fill the form, feedback form, and you can leave the session. Thank you so much.
Girls, please make sure to fill the form.